Ladies and gentlemen, the Warp World Podcast. Wow, what a thunderous applause. Oh my gosh, such a great audience tonight. What's going on, guys?
Oh, hanging out, just chilling. Lovely to be back here on Fruit Ranch Island.
Love the Fruit Ranch.
Love the Fruit Ranch Island.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan. What are you doing with the desk there, man?
I am using this to signify that I'm talking.
Ah, very good. I like that.
Yes.
I keep that up for the whole episode, I hope.
I'm going to try. I mean, I feel like that's what's been missing from this particular podcast is some way to signify we're talking. Because most of the time we're just like sitting here weirdly like this.
Hey, man, you're dedicated to the girl. Oh my God, it's so good.
We need like a turbo controller so we can just hold it down.
Yeah.
And it's not so bad on our thumbs.
Speaking of turbo controllers, you guys want to start the episode?
I'm using it my index finger just for the record.
Did we not start the episode? Are we not started?
Usually
we do. We know. I got to introduce it.
Yeah.
I got to introduce it.
Yeah.
Hey, we can't just go in like this. All right.
Hey, we had a pretty good round of applause intro. I'm not going to lie. We could roll with it.
No, I mean, that was beautiful. But I mean, how will people know what episode number it is?
All right. You're right. Read it to us. But can I request in like Mandarin?
No.
Just Spanish?
You can't. No, absolutely not. You cannot.
But denied.
Yes. Request denied, sir.
Feels like Phoenix Wright all over again. All right. Lead us in, babe.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Warp World Podcast, episode 140. Okay, this is awkward, actually, because I was
it looks like your character brought out your phone to look at what episode number it was.
Yeah, I forgot what episode number we were. I had to check my phone. Episode 144. Your premier podcast for gaming, Twitch, Mario Talk News, and now Animal Crossing and Turnips. I'm Grant Pooh Bear. Joining me this week and every week is one Jakku.
Hello, that is me. I am Jakku.
Yes, that is Jakku. And of course, Xwater.
Yo, that's me.
Yes, big round of applause for Xwater. Gentlemen, how are you feeling this week? A lot has happened this week for being such a, we're in lockdown, such a slow week in the world. A lot has happened in the gaming world this week and our little world, even more specifically.
Yeah, it's for as not busy as the real world is, the virtual world is super crazy.
Yeah. Things are bumping.
Yeah, I had to feel like, and we'll get into this in a little bit, but there were Nintendo dropping mad amount of updates this week. And I feel like as we're getting closer to when E3 would have been, I feel like we're going to start seeing more and more announcements concerning the rest of the year for games, because I mean, this is one industry that's actually kind of like benefiting from all this is the video game industry. And I have to think that right now there's not much announced, like from a AAA standpoint, literally nothing from Nintendo announced for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We have 2 new consoles coming out that have announced, like PlayStation 5 has announced 0 games for their consoles.
No, they got Godfall.
3?
They got Godfall, yeah.
Oh, Godfall. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize to Godfall.
Dude, Godfall looks like a sick game.
I bet it's going to be a sick game. Yeah, it's a PlayStation 5 launch game. I bet it's going to be awesome. But, I feel like we need more news about what's going to be on these consoles and what's coming from Nintendo here in the end of 2020. So do you guys think we're going to be seeing just like more gaming news in general, like kind of heat up over the next couple months?
I definitely think we're going to be seeing some stuff coming up soon. So the way I see it is you got 2 positions in the industry right now. You got the position that Xbox and PlayStation are in, where they're putting out a new console coming out soon. And then you got Nintendo's position where they're mid-life cycle. They're coasting right now, where they, admittedly, like you said it, they don't have anything really in the backlog, in the works right now, other than like Metroid Prime 4, eventually. Breath of the Wild 2, eventually.
Come on. Stop spouting that rumor. There's no Metroid Prime 4.
But yeah, so I think Nintendo can get away with, I don't know how their operations work, but I gotta assume, or at least I think, that there might be some sort of like some sort of backlog of easier to release projects that maybe they're sitting on, maybe things that they're like, we're like, okay, so we got these things kind of moving in the motions and we're kind of saving them for a rainy day. I don't know if that's part of the business plan, but it feels like something that a company of Nintendo's stature would be able to do, where as soon as you get news of these tough times coming on, like the COVID, all this stuff, where they're like, okay, well, we're definitely going to be seeing reduced productivity at work, or maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know how their company's, flourishing in terms of development, but they at that point could likely do the pivot. And with us seeing the rumors about the Mario remasters, that does seem like an easy enough project in comparison to creating a brand new game, but that also gives you enough content to pad the rest of their release year, which honestly they don't need to. Like, people are still buying Switches for the Mario Odyssey, the Breath of the Wild, the Smash Brothers, the all these big hits, the Splatoon, the Animal Crossing. I think I said that twice. They can continue putting out non-gangbusters this year and still be just fine. While right now, the Sony and Microsoft, they got to be they got to be sweating, because their releases are definitely going to be halted by this.
Yeah,
I mean, there is the rumors of the the new Super Mario All-Stars, essentially.
Yeah,
and that could be coming. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah.
Nintendo literally just dropped the Mario 2 update, and we're talking about that later, with hey, here's the video, and then 12 hours later, hey, here's the game, or here's the update. So Super Mario All-Stars 2, or whatever it's going to be called, Mario Masters. Let's have it be Mario Masters Collection.
Oh man, that would be so good.
Because then we'd be like, what the hell, Nintendo?
Stepping on our brand.
Stole that from us.
You think if they name it Mario Masters, I'm literally gonna flip my shit. I will lose my damn mind if they name it Mario Masters.
We should delete that.
They're gonna straight up name it Mario Masters Coliseum is what they're gonna do. Just wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to rub salt in the wound.
Yeah,
Coliseum of games.
Just to be safe, it still keeps MMC.
Oh, if they Mario Masters, that would make me even more mad that I couldn't call it MMC anymore. I would just be so gosh darn damn pissed,
Yeah,
I would be angry. I let's not even talk about that. I think they're going to call it Mario All-Stars 2, right?
No, you don't understand Nintendo's structure. They're going to call it
the new
Super Mario Brothers All-Stars.
yeah. Deluxe.
Well,
gotta throw Deluxe on there.
It probably won't have new Super Mario Brothers on it. It sounds like it's going to be a 3D one.
Dude, they could make them. They could make new Mario Bros. All-Stars and legitimately just put all the new Soups games in it, and that's as many games as was in Mario All-Stars. Right? Mario 1, 2, 3, and Lost Levels. I mean, excluding the one that came with Mario World, because the original didn't come with World.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was only Mario 1, 2, 3, and All-Stars, and Lost Levels, which isn't only 4 games. It's not really an incredible amount of games now that you say that. And this one is going to have 64 Sunshine, the 2 Galaxies, and is that it? So
I think that would be it. I know there's was also talks about a 3D World Deluxe, but I think that would be standalone.
I think the 3D World's coming standalone.
Yeah,
it's gotta be standalone. That's got to be.
And I think that's fair. You know what I mean? 3D World's kind of recent enough. It didn't get played a lot, like all those Wii U games. I was just talking about today how I don't remember shit from it because I don't remember any of those power-ups, the hat power-ups that were in 3D World.
Oh,
and apparently I got called out for my lack of knowledge.
Dude, I mean, I also didn't really remember them. I'm like, those
play the whole game.
The hat power-ups were definitely kind of an underwhelming part of the game in itself anyway. The cannon one was in a couple levels. The propeller one's all right. The bullet bill one I'd say is the coolest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like the bullet bill one a lot.
The Mario Maker stuff, I think.
Yeah.
But one of the things about you said it's too new. Well, when they did the Super Mario All-Stars and they did add Super Mario World,
it wasn't
too new at the time.
Yeah.
That was still pretty new. So but that was Nintendo of the 90s. We're Nintendo of the 2000s, and they just like to milk us as much as possible.
Yeah,
because they saw meet the parents, and they learned that they can milk anything with nipples.
And what does every Nintendo fan have? At least 2 nipples.
Well, at least one.
Well,
the average amount of nipples in the world is 1.
I don't believe that.
Some people have 3. Some people have none.
But I feel like more people have 3 than people that have 1 or 0.
It's the same reason why the average amount of arms everyone has is 1.
Well, you're not rounding then. Are you just removing the remainder?
Listen, man, it's yeah. I'm not gonna say if somebody has 1.4 arms. Come on.
But like, if most people have 2, and then there's like a good chunk of people with 1, and then some unfortunate people with none, that's still gonna average to like 1.82 minimum. I gotta assume.
This is a stat that I was told like 20 years ago, and you know how like sometimes you're told something and you just believe it as soon as you hear it.
Did you know how many arms have been born since 20 years ago?
That's true.
The game arms is out since then.
There are some arms being grown in labs, I bet.
Oh, dude,
they're not attached to people.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't count unless they're attached to people. That's fair.
Yo, this is a great segue for Doctors Without Borders, but that's going way too far.
Doctors Without Borders. You want arms? You want lab-grown arms?
Sorry, Doctors Without Boundaries.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, they'll do anything.
Wait, Doctors Without Boundaries is a much different thing than Doctors Without Borders.
Yes. Two very different concepts there.
Very different causes.
Doctors Without Boundaries was on I Got One, and it's an amazing idea, but it will probably never see the light of day.
That's
probably for better.
That's fair. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like most of the ideas on I Got One, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I have to apologize. I haven't been able to get these ideas out on I Got One because we're unable to record currently.
Well, save make sure you save that great one right there.
Oh, that was been said, but yes.
Let's just go ahead and let's talk about some of those updates that came this week though. It was kind of wild. Nintendo on 420 blaze it up. Announced the Mario Maker 2 update. And I think I had kind of thought that like we weren't getting another update, and if we were, it wasn't going to be that large. This update though was quite robust. Would you gentlemen agree?
Yeah, if I had to, I'd say it at least chonked, like chonker size.
It was huge.
Yeah. It was a meaty update for a game that everyone thought
I like
was
that term.
Yeah. But that's a good point. The meatiness about it was also met with some unfortunate titling because the update was titled Final Update. And I think that's kind of like the big reason as to why it was so meaty.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've said it countless times on this podcast, and I'm sure on our streams. Every time you add one item into the game, there's just so many more things you have to like test against in all the themes with all the other items. And so it just infinitely stacks and stacks and stacks. So you add 10 items, you're increasing your workload tons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is what I thought was like the coolest part about this update is they essentially added 10 new enemies between the the 7 Koopa kids and the 3 Mecha Koopas, which they really haven't. They've added like items before, but they haven't added enemies really before into these games. You know what I mean? Either Mario Maker 1 or 2. So just having enemies like added was so crazy and insane and so awesome.
And so
I love
many
all
of
the
them.
Koopa kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many. Yeah. We went from essentially 3 bosses to 10 bosses in one update. It was so meaty.
Yeah, well, like when we had it originally, we had Bowser and Bowser Jr. in Mario Maker 1, and it was like, okay, these bosses are meh. Like after a month, and then Mario Maker 2, it's like, okay, we got Boom Boom and Pom Pom. That's cool. At least we can have some more variety of sub bosses.
Yeah, and Boom Boom's like the most unexciting boss in the history of bosses, for the record.
I would say, man, you make some good use of Boom Boom. I like your use of Boom Boom in that level.
Oh, thank you. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Just a quick sidebar.
So it's definitely nice to see like an additional set of enemies that you can use, and they're all fairly unique in their own way. It's not completely like all unique, but it's still way better than what we had, and it adds so much variety to the game with those 8 enemies. And luckily, like those are probably very similar, so they added one, and then it's like, okay, this works with all the items as opposed to test each of these 8 individually or 7.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Koopa kids, they aren't that like they have some interesting behavior between them, but like I'd say their baseline, they all are like, have the same skeleton. They all are basically the same parent structure, and each of them kind of branches out a little bit on their own.
They do have the same parents, so
They do have the same. Yep.
Well,
Who's the mom?
You know what I found interesting actually about that is originally the Koopa kids have gone from being Bowser's kids in Mario 3 to being Bowser's niece and nephew more recently. And now in Mario Maker 2, the official lore is they're just part of the Koopa army.
Oh,
They're not even related to Bowser at all. Just part of the Koopa army. So they've gotten completely downgraded.
dude. Bowser go on like Jerry Springer and get the paternity test. Like, what's up?
If
I
you
don't
think
know.
about it, that's Bowser's employing kids in his army. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, he is a villain, so that's fair.
Yeah, like when it's your kids, that's not great, but like it's your kids, you're a warlord. What do you get? You know, what do you expect?
Yeah, it's kind of like how if you own a business, it's like your kids end up just working with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're a warlord, your kids work for you. Just makes sense.
When you go and take them.
Yeah, when you can't have other people's kids work for you, that's crossing a line.
To be fair, taking kids and forcing them to fight for you is kind of what makes you a warlord.
Yeah, he's definitely fits the bill.
He wouldn't be a warlord without that.
No,
you know?
That's true. That's true.
If we agreed with him, he wouldn't be a warlord. Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of his whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you have a favorite of the Koopa kids that you've been like seeing in levels you've been seeing get used?
Well, Lenny's, I think it's Lenny with the ball.
The balls,
he's the coolest because you can jump off the balls.
Yeah.
And so like he's the one that's gonna be used in like more normal situations.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I think all of them are just gonna be fun to, you roll into a boss room and you don't just see Bowser Jr. or Bowser. You're gonna see, now you get the Koopa kids, which is, I think that's gonna, it's just gonna provide a couple month or two of like, difference in the same levels and different ideas.
Let me ask you this. You know how
I forgot to hit the button. Damn it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think that the ball is RNG?
Not enough. No. If the Magic Koopas aren't RNG, I don't think the ball is.
Damn.
I haven't played with the ball enough to see if it's RNG, but I would highly doubt it's RNG.
Yeah.
That's not to say that some of the Koopa kids don't have some RNG in them, because I'm willing to bet they might. But at the other end of that, I think we've seen, just because what happens with like Ninja speedruns,
exactly.
I'm not sure if RNG. I'm not sure if true RNG exists in this game like it did in Mario Maker 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, though,
yeah, no, because the Ninja stuff, and like there's some information in there about sharing your friends' Ninja modes soon, so that might be coming. So like, I don't think so. I think we're basically stuck to no RNG. It's all predetermined based on like what you're doing for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, the sharing your Ninja, like I think that's kind of the next step for Ninja, is just like all levels have a Ninja, It's either gonna be all levels have a Ninja, or you're able to see who your friends are in the Ninja records, so that you can be like, I want to race Pooh. I want to see how much how behind I am.
Yeah, that would be killer. That would be so fun.
Yeah, so that it looks like they have support for that. We'll see.
That's really cool.
You may have heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. The scoop. That's the scoop. The Warp World scoop coming. New segment right there. Scoop.
But yeah, no. I've only been able to play about 5 minutes of Mario Maker 2 update. I made sure to at least boot it up before the podcast to kind of try it out a little bit, and I was as lost as ever on editing levels. I have not been playing, but I checked out the frog suit, and I checked out the P balloon and the Mario 2 power up, and I think the Mario 2 power ups just. It's got to be the best one. As much love as the frog suit is, having the Mario 2 power in Mario 1 just makes it a whole new game.
It's as much of a game changer as the Link suit was. Maybe more even.
Yeah.
Maybe more, because like you don't, what I think is the craziest part about it is you don't jump off of anything now. You don't bounce off anything.
Exactly.
So that alone makes it so different.
Yeah.
It's so different with that. My one complaint is that the mushroom moves.
Oh,
mushroom.
like the SMB2 mushroom, where
yes.
usually
what
you
you're
just
saying.
pick it up.
It should just sit there.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree.
I see what you're saying. I don't disagree at all.
Or at least give you the option to toggle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. But it is definitely a nice update. And like I know everyone wanted to have a Super Mario Brothers 2 theme or another theme, and maybe they tried, and they were going to put that spot in there, and they're like, you know what, it just doesn't work, but we can at least do this.
Yeah, that seems the most likely, honestly. I think that's probably accurate.
Yeah. It would have been nice to have all those tile sets and stuff, and to have the music. I think that's the thing I miss the most is the Mario 2 music everywhere.
Yeah.
Because that is some of the better music, I think.
Dude, I agree. The Mario 2 music slaps so hard.
It does.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Having it in the levels as it is right now is just so great. Like
You can just sit on the title screen.
Yeah.
And it's got two of them. In there too. It's got the underground one, which is also a banger,
Oh yeah.
It really is, yeah.
I'm super happy about it. I love all the stuff that came to 3D. I think all the stuff that came to 3D World, probably the most important one actually, which nobody really noticed at first, was the on-off blocks, which they just
right.
They finally added them to 3D World, which was like, thank God, like they were awesome.
Like it makes no
really
sense that they weren't there to begin with. I guess they were just like, okay.
hey, Jim, we can just put in these on-off blocks. It's really easy.
Yeah, Dan made a sprite 20 minutes ago for him. It's like a 16-minute job.
You guys are using the wrong names, but
yeah.
okay.
Fudosaki-san just got it done like 20 minutes ago.
Sorry, you know what I'm saying.
No, I think, and the thing about it is, I think a lot of people just didn't realize it because they're like, we forgot that they didn't exist in there, but we also were like, yeah, they're in there because why wouldn't they be?
It took me a second to remember because like on-off switches were there because like you could turn those blue and red blocks on and off, like the moving ones, but they just didn't have the like barrier, like square tiles.
Right.
That
was just like they forgot.
Yeah.
For some reason.
You think they could have also maybe just like added in a 1x1 spike while they were at it?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That would have been nice. Yeah. This 3D World got how many different little tools in there? Was it 6? They got the Goomba hat, the propeller hat, the cannon hat, the bill hat, the boomerang, and
the boomerang.
I think is that it? Was there another?
I don't know. And the on-off blocks.
And
that was a lot for them.
Yeah,
that was a lot. You know what I mean? That was they didn't get the Koopa Kids.
That's true.
What I thought was interesting was the way the special power-up was, and I kind of wish they do this more in this game. The way the special power-up was exclusive to each individual game.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. The one thing that I was disappointing was I would have loved the frog suit in every version.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 That's the one thing that was disappointing. Like now, literally every water level is going to be Mario 3.
Yeah. And like, so I would have loved to have like, it would have been nice to have a frog suit across the board, and then the Hammer Bros suit for Mario 3 is the unique one.
Yeah, that would have been killer because you could utilize that swimming and sprinting on water in any theme. Like it works everywhere, and it's a cool idea. And frog suit is just a fan favorite. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, I want to see that 8-bit original Mario style frog suit, but then I want to see that 16-bit frog suit.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, a 16-bit frog suit would have been so hot.
I want the new suit's frog suit
across the board. And Mario 3 got, what would you rather have, Tanuki or Hammer for Mario 3?
Hammer.
I think Hammer would want Hammer.
Hammer easy, yeah.
Because I mean, Tanuki is basically one.
It is. It's just the
it's the look that makes it. Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been cool. Like I feel like now I just want them to do 2 updates each game. But whatever. Not gonna have that.
You never know.
They could have, like, I know they said the final, but they said that about Smash Brothers, but I think Smash Brothers just brought so much money in.
Yeah, I think it was selling so well that they had no choice. Like it just so many units moved that they were like, all right, we're making 6 more. Like just keep it going.
This update, as it should be no surprise to everyone, it did bring a lot of streamers back to the game this week, and like so much that our Warp World server is currently chugging along. So I'm dealing with 2 server fires this week, Thanks, Nintendo.
Well, don't worry, we'll talk about that other one here coming up soon. Yeah, I mean, it's the viewership the last couple days has been insane. Like usually I can pull like, maybe 3,000 like lucky for Mario Maker, and the last 2 days I've gotten up to 6, 7. Which is insane. That's more than I was getting when Mario Maker 2 first came out.
Yeah.
For that matter, which is wild. I think it kind of, the World Maker especially, I think people really, really excited. And I hear a lot like, oh, are you going to make a world? Are you going to make a world? And I'm like, man, it's a lot of work to make like 40 levels that I think are really good to go into a world, especially, when mine are only up for 24 hours anyway. So,
well, they're the exclusive levels. You got to get on them early. That's
exclusive
what you
world
doing.
Yeah. Exclusive world right there.
Yeah, making a world is definitely a big job. Like, people who have a ton of levels already banked up can probably throw something cool together, but even then, like, I'm sure when you're making a world, and like you want to have some sort of cohesive theme, you want to have your level 1 be a certain type of level, your level 2 have some sort of progression or something. So like your current batch of levels might not even fit into a quote unquote world, but it is a neat way to present what you do have.
What I would have loved for the worlds to have done is for you to carry over your power-ups. I know it would have broken a lot of levels in certain ways, but like I think that would have been really fun.
Yeah.
Or maybe, if you could lock the levels, like you have to go into this small and let the player choose, but like that would have made it feel so much more like a real game. And
I agree.
Probably just been insane, so much fun to see, like, I'm bringing a cape into this next level. The level wasn't designed for that. Screw you, designer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think like that also leads to what would have been one of the most exciting features of Worlds is like motherfuckers speedrunning it, but it's not nearly as exciting given that you can't take the power-ups into each world. I totally agree. I wish that power-ups would have gone over. I also think if power-ups would have like come with you, it would have made people think about their worlds a lot more and not just throw levels in there. Right. Which I do. I totally expect, in about a month to have some like first time, like this is my world. I've curated every level and they all go together and make sense and go with the overworld and blah, 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 blah. I'm really excited about that potential. The other thing that I don't really like about Worlds either is that when you game over, nothing happens. Like you just go back to the overworld and you click the level and then you go back in the level and that's it.
That's
you don't go
really
back
lame.
to the beginning of the world.
Lives,
yeah.
Then.
Yeah, I mean, no continues, no lives. You know what I mean? Like
at least make a castle system like SMB3 where if you game over like before the castle, you got to replay up to the castle. But if you beat the castle, you unlock a door. You're good to keep going.
Yeah, or again, give players the options to do these things. You know what I mean? Like, I think one thing that I wish Mario Maker in general would do is just give players more options. Like just in customizing their own presentation, if that makes sense. Like let players create music, let players create backgrounds, let players share those in a background and music marketplace. Why the F not? You know what I mean? Why the fudge aren't we doing that? Like
you got to save some ideas for the threequel.
That's the question that I wanted to ask too, is how, like, I don't think it's a secret that Mario Maker 2, like, relative to the size of the Switch and the size of the Wii U and how well Maker 1 did, I don't think Maker 2 did nearly as well as Maker 1 relative to the install base of, like, the console platform. How likely do you think Maker 3 is on the next Nintendo platform? Because I don't think we're seeing it on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. We won't see 3 on the Switch for sure.
I don't think we need 3 on the Switch, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah. That would make that would just upset people even more. Like, oh, now I gotta go buy 3, even though 2 still like works. But
why didn't you just update 2?
Yeah.
But do you think 3 will happen in the next console life cycle?
I think they will give 3 a chance, and that will be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna. You go ahead because I'm gonna segue. Well, I'm not gonna segue, but you go ahead.
I mean, I think with 3. Like, you almost need to, like, smash Ultimate it in some ways. Like, give us
everything.
All the items. every item, like everything that's in Mario World, everything that's in Mario 3, everything that's in Mario 1, everything that's in New Soup. You know what I mean? I want all of that shit in this game. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're at. And I also think just like letting them have more customization options would be huge.
Yeah.
I actually want to come back to this because I got a good hot take about the Mario Maker 2 update later. So unless you guys just want to, unless you guys want a hot take right now before we go into AC.
It's a little unorthodox, but hey, if you're okay with it, Jakku, I'm down for a mid-episode hot take.
Yeah, we did it before. Let's do it. Let me just say this. I think the main thing that caused less sales on the Switch version of for Mario Maker 2 is the touchpad and no gamepad. I think the gamepad really sold why Mario Maker was so good.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I think there's a litany of reasons why it didn't sell not as well, because it sold better than it sold on the Wii U, just not with the attach rate that it had on the Wii U.
Yeah, like it relative
People
to the
were buying
amount
Wii
of
U's when it was dead for Mario Maker 2 years after the game came out.
Yeah. Here's one. How much better do you think it sells if it launches with World Maker?
a lot better.
Yeah.
I do too.
If people could have had that open to them from the start, like we're deep in the community. Like we are tryhards. We don't think about like the casual people who are like, hey, look, I made World 1-1 called Milky Valley, and it's like there's no Kaizo, there's no shell jump, it's just a level. There are so many retro gamer fans out there who want to experience and play and make that kind of stuff for them and their friends. And for better or worse, like the Mario Maker community has like definitely, you know, shown some really creative and innovative and challenging things in the game, which I think turned a lot of those people off a little bit. And without the World Maker, I think the World Maker would make those people feel a little bit more comfortable building their own stuff and like ready to share it and present it instead of like, you know, uploading it to this sea of courses where no one's ever going to see it kind of deal.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think the World Maker would have been a just massive game changer, which is so funny because we talked about the update so much and we barely touched on the World Maker.
Yeah.
Really. But I think for the casual fan, especially, it would have been a godsend because you would have had, I mean, you just would have had more reason to play these neutral levels. You would have had more content creators showing off these, you know, doable worlds. You know what I mean? In general, I don't underplay the influence that the Mario Maker community, the people that are popular on Twitch playing Mario Maker, I don't doubt the influence that we have in the fact that we make the game look so intimidating to a lot of the average gaming community. They're like, oh, I'd pick that up, but it's all bullshit and this incredibly stupid, difficult Kaizo stuff. And that's all they think there's in it.
Yeah.
I think the World Maker also serves as like just an incredible way to curate levels. Like it's almost like, in some ways, I almost like wanted to replace Endless. You know what I mean? I wish there was a way to like see like a clear rate or a difficulty of the world before you click on it, you know?
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Yeah, I think that could be super fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been a massive game changer for Mario Maker sales. And if Mario Maker 3 launches with that, it could, you know, who knows? But I really hope we get a Mario Maker 3.
Yeah, I think we will. If it doesn't do well, then I think it's our last one. But we'll see. We're talking 3-4 years out, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe even more, honestly.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean,
what it is.
Yeah, I hate beating a dead horse too. Do you think they would have been better off if they dripped out this massive update rather than dumping it all on us at once a year later? If they would have given us a Koopa Kid a month for the last year instead of waiting a year and giving us this one giant update.
I think it would have definitely, like, long run for them, I think it would have been beneficial. Absolutely. Like, if they gave us, like, give us the first Koopa Kid and give us, like, I don't know, one of the hats in 3D World.
Right.
Then give us the next Koopa Kid and give us the frog suit. Then give us the next Koopa Kid and give us like the pea balloon and the squirrel suit. Like, you know, just get a little weird with it, switch it up, and then to top it all off at the very end, throw out the SMB2 mushroom. And if that bought you enough time to, you know, fully fledge that into a theme, maybe even, you know, take advantage of that. The big question is like, you got to be sitting there thinking that from their end, like the sales weren't good enough to continue pouring. Assuming that they were on the path of making an SMB2 themed, there was the empty slot. Everyone suspected it from the beginning. The sales had to have not been good enough to justify continuing working on that versus how much additional sales they were going to get out of it, considering it is a free update. So they're not actually, charging. Like Smash Bros DLC, that's like $6, $7 a character, $30 a pack. Like they're actively making money off of that continued development. Mario Maker development, they're whatever additional sales they get, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have done better. I don't think we would have seen the growth that people have on Twitch right now with it. I think streamers would have been like, numbers still would have been stagnant for the most part. Like each month or so, like here's an update of a character. People be like, oh, it's just whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I do like at the same time, like the Zelda update that brought the game back for a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
But then it died down again. So it's hard to really say. I think both ideas would have worked, I think, overall. But
yeah.
I kind of like the big update, like, because it does take a lot to work on, and I think like them being quiet. I that's the thing I think they could have done better is after the Zelda update, they could have been like, we have some news for you coming in April. Like, let us know when the next update's coming, so that people are interested still and staying interested. Because what we thought was, okay, this is an update, no news, game's dead.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's one of the most frustrating things about being a Mario Maker player, and because no matter what Nintendo says, it's a living, breathing game. Like it is a online game as a service game. As much as they pretend this is a $60 game and you buy it and here it is, that's not what Mario Maker is. Like straight up, it is not what Mario Maker is. It needs the community around it to supply the content. It is a community content driven experience, and to keep a community around, you have to keep a community engaged. And I totally agree that the giant drop is good for numbers and whatnot, but I do think the giant drop was bad for them in the long term,
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Good for our numbers, bad for Nintendo's numbers.
Yeah. And, maybe like, again, just that final update, that terminology, just like it just, it puts everything to rest. So it's like, this is the grand hurrah. And we don't like, maybe that's the whole thing. They don't want to milk it out for too long because they don't want to continue development on Mario Maker 2. They're like, this is where it is. This is what it is. Here you go. And have fun. We'll keep it running. Because really that additional like overtime built up hype doesn't really make too much of a difference when it's when it's nothing else is really planned.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So what's this hot take? Or are you no longer hot?
Oh no, that was the hot take.
Oh, that was the hot take. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hot take.
Hot take. What exactly was the hot take?
Those two questions.
Okay.
Those two questions. Do you think it would have been better long term?
I see.
To give. Yeah, I understand the issue because I asked the questions without us saying hot take.
Yeah, I really need that whispered hot take to, my brain just kind of works off of those cues.
Yeah, that was my bad on that particular.
As far as I was concerned, we didn't do a hot take.
Well, we can do one later. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to another hot Nintendo update that was announced literally the day after Mario Maker announcement. 420 Blaze It for Mario Maker. 421 Turn Up It for Animal Crossing, which we are living inside right now, still doing the podcast live in Animal Crossing. We've even added this wonderful talking animation, even though Xwater refuses to do it.
I can't do it when I'm in camera mode. I have to. I'm the cameraman.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No,
it won't let me.
I guess we'll allow it. Yeah, I guess we'll allow it. Yeah, we need to get a fourth and just have them operate the camera.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's the next update. Yeah, we got to start paying someone. It's up to the Patreon.
Here, that's the thing. Like, if Nintendo, before we talk about what the update is that they did, if Nintendo actually looked at how people are playing this game right now, with the way the world is, and like the game shows people are making and the podcasts people are doing, they would take a step out of Bungie's book and be like, here's an update that lets you get rid of all of the icons on your screen, so you can have a cameraman.
Yeah, dude, like that is the biggest annoyance of this is like editing Animal Crossing content and wanting to make it look good and having that stupid crosshair in the middle of your screen, having that stupid date stamp at the bottom left. Like, I don't need it. I don't need it. They let you turn off the mini map, which is nice, but that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, like if Nintendo actually looked at the online communities that are around their games, they would be like, people are using this to create content. We should get rid of those icons as a setting so that people can make better content.
Yeah, it's like it's not like they haven't done it in other games. Like Breath of the Wild offers a minimal HUD mode. Like so do all of the other Zelda remakes on the Wii U. So does so many of their other titles. In Smash Bros, they even let you turn down the music and turn the like sound effects up if you want, which is like so basic but so amazing for Nintendo to think of.
I am like very close to just getting a hacked Switch, modifying the game to remove the assets, and going online with that one while we do the podcast.
Honestly, that's what I did with a couple of streams for Mario Maker 1 back in the day. Is I replaced the audio for levels with a blank audio file so I could listen to music and still have sound effects. Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, it was
genius.
Nice. It was really nice.
That is kind of freaking genius. I mean, that's just it's such a weird thing though that like you can't even just turn off the music in Mario Maker 2.
That should just be an option in every game.
Every game. Should just be an option.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just don't need music, damn it.
Yeah.
Options of sound.
I want to hear the bleep bloop of jumping, but I want to listen to the latest song by Kid Cudi instead of bleep bloops.
There you go. All right. So what is this update? Since we talked about what it's not.
Let's talk about it. So Nature Day, the Animal Crossing version of Earth Day has come upon us, and with such we now have the arrival of our friend Leaf, the nature sloth, who is selling bushes and flowers and all sorts of lovely things. And in addition to that, you also got a special hedge fence. It's like a fence, but it's grass. It's really nice.
Yep. I've been digging up all these earth globes too, and I'm sick of these earth globes. I'm catching them when I'm fishing. It's eggs all over again.
Man, I still get excited when I find a sea bass because I'm like, it's not an egg.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's almost as bad as an egg, but not quite.
Yeah. It's like, at least I can sell this for something. At least this counts to my Nook miles.
Right. But yeah, it's a nice little update. Them keeping it fresh, keeping us getting more updates. Like this game has now had like 5 updates. A lot of them were bug fixes, but like it's had 5 updates and the game's been out just a little over a month now.
Jocko, I got a question for you about the update. So one kind of more glanced over part is that interest in your bank account in the game was nerfed. How responsible do you personally feel for that change?
Oh my god! Did you see the Polygon article that did blame Turnip Exchange for it?
I did not.
That's incredible.
I think it came out today.
Oh my god!
Tom Nook sent everyone a rug in the shape of a bell and was like, "Yo, we dropped the interest rates in your bank account, so here's a rug. I'm sorry, but you're not getting as much money this month."
Yeah, I didn't even think that it had like. It could have had something to do with Turnip Exchange and just all the other sites that like are trying to get people linking together to do this, because now Nintendo is looking at me like, whoa, 2.4 million people going to this website. What? We can't have that.
Well, dude, like think about like legitimately. Here's how I see it is a world without Turnip Exchange. Like me and you and Pooh, we're streamers with like communities and big discords. We could definitely sell turnips. We could just ask every day, be like, community, yo, someone give me that all access pass. We're good. But for the average player who's, like just plays the game, hangs out, they don't have, other than like their friends and community, like they don't have like a guaranteed way at any time of day to find a 500 plus island. Because of Turnip Exchange, there is a community of, and you have the numbers for how many people are on that website. How many? Like 300,000 unique visitors on a bad day?
That the most we've had is just a little over 300,000 per day. When we first launched, it was close to 100,000.
Yeah.
Is it slowing down? Why it's slowing down as it does on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? It's still 250, which is ridiculous.
That many people, 250,000 people are using this website, and let's just assume that 150,000 of them are selling at least one batch of turnips for above 300. That's Animal Crossing and Nintendo did not anticipate people being able to make that much money. And I think we can confidently say that we are the reason for this update.
I never like to take credit for things I don't 100% know. But I like to think that maybe, like, I think we might have been in a discussion at least about it. I do know that, time traveling was also fixed. So your turnip prices, what a lot of people were doing was they were going to a day that was really good on turnips. And then they would set their clocks back. But now when you do that, your turnip price changes.
Really?
And
Really?
that might have something to do with like all the turnip exchanging going on.
Now,
Well,
does that mean the end of Hoopton?
No. That just means he needs to keep fast forwarding until he finds a good day, and then he can.
So let's
just
spend like 30
changes.
minutes to an hour every day, like finding a good day, and then
Yeah, exactly.
30
Might take him
minutes
like
to
30
an hour,
minutes.
I feel like. Yeah.
But
hey,
people
being
are
mayor
willing
ain't
to do
easy.
it still.
Wow.
But yeah, it is an interesting update to think that may have had something to do with it. It's not the first time I forced Nintendo to do an update to their games.
No, it's not. With Mario Maker 1, they had to do stuff for you, right?
Mario Maker 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
I've got a streak going.
Yeah. The name Jakku rings in the Nintendo headquarters. It's like a whistle in the wind, like an old western, like just makes their ears ring.
It's Jakku again.
A little chime plays every time your name comes up.
Oh my god. That'd be ridiculous.
But this patch had a lot more to it as well. There's also the addition of the art section in the museum now, which has been present in other games. But it's cool. What I really like about it is it's a fox who sells the art, I think.
Yeah, Red,
yeah. And I really like how he sells you like one of 4, and they're like he's basically a bootlegger, and I love it. I love the character. I love the idea of it. That's just so funny to me, like that he's just walking around here like, hey kid, I got some art. Which one do you want? And it's up to you to like, it reminds me of real life hustling on like Craigslist, meeting up with someone being like, how do I know this iPod Touch isn't fucking fake, dude?
When he first, when I first played the game, I'm like, where's Red at? Where is he? And finally, I'm like, oh, he is in the game. Now I'm just waiting for Cap.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't wait for that update. That's definitely coming.
Well, and that's one thing that I'm loving about Animal Crossing right now is it feels like at least for this year, it's going to be pretty consistent updates and events and things like that. And I can't help but feel jealous of Animal Crossing and their their roadmap for it, and wish Mario Maker had this same type of roadmap. But it's really awesome. It's really fun. I kind of love it. I'm super excited. Literally, that's what I'm going to do after this, because I've been knee deep in Mario Maker for 3 days. I'm going to go buy some art and see if I can. I don't even care if they're bootleg art. You know what I mean? I still want it to just hang up and look fancy,
Yeah, dude, you can buy the statue of David and officially have a wiener in your Animal Crossing game, a real wiener.
I desperately want the statue of David because I am going with a phallic theme for all my Mario Maker levels from here on out. So I might as well just go with a phallic theme for my Animal Crossing village as well. So please send me your statues of David, even if they're counterfeit.
Maybe we'll find a counterfeit one with an extra large dong.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know if you can send art to people because
you can't send fish and you can't send. Well, you can send fossils though.
Well, yes, but not if you know what it is.
I thought you couldn't send it if you didn't know what it is.
No, you can only send and trade. Like you can put down fossils that are not identified first.
I've given people, like, I've dropped identified fossils for people. I've never mailed them.
Maybe you can drop identified then. Maybe I don't remember. I've never tried it. You can trade. Okay, you can trade both.
Yeah, you can trade both. Yeah, that's what our correspondents back in the studio are letting us know.
Yep. Some of the members of the Turnip Exchange.
Yeah. No, I like the Animal Crossing update a lot. I think it's pretty exciting, and you're you're right. It's going to be the first or the second, I guess, of many, because they're going to do every holiday is going to essentially be an update. And Animal Crossing is the kind of game that just works like that. Like each season is going to be a big update. When summer rolls around, there's going to be, the change. We already had the Cherry Blossom Festival. We're eventually going to get autumn. We're going to get the leaves falling all off the trees. I actually just got new star fragments tonight because it was like the Aries season, like the what are they called? Horoscope thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
You both are. Right?
Yep, we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now it's
That
Taurus season, and I got a Taurus. I got a Taurus piece of a star, and I was like, oh shit, no way.
So Celeste is in your island right now.
She was on Selena's
I'm coming
island.
over.
Yeah. I went over. I got some stars. Yeah.
No, never mind. But yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, but that's how Animal Crossing wants to be. It wants to be a game you play a little bit all year long. And I hope and it seems like this game is so wildly successful. I could see them even doing a second year of this, a second year of kind of like, minimal content that adds to it. I think, if they just keep adding like random items you can buy in the shop forever and ever and ever and ever, which I don't know how hard that is. But if they just keep doing that, it's going to continue being fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Like we might see where they do all the holidays this year, and then next year they tweak them a little bit and add a few new things to it, because it wouldn't be that much work to just add a few small things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then every year afterwards, they just like it's the same thing, but like it's holiday stuff, so it's like on a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's a good game for right now, especially. So like I hope Nintendo's picking up on that, and it's like let's do all we can and keep this game fresh.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, game fresh game. Xwater. Let's talk a little bit right now. I think people have noticed here wearing exact real life right now in our Animal Crossing game. Of course, Jakku in his typical frog shirt, glasses, and pants. Me in my pimp outfit and wide glasses, just missing my cane. And Xwater, you actually have a patch over your eye right now.
I do.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll give the quick spill. So, the TLDR, and I like to preface this with, I am 100% healthy, good, in good shape. No long-term damage is likely going to happen. Like 99%, we are clear. But essentially, this Sunday morning, it started on Saturday, but it wasn't as noticeable. But on Sunday, I woke up and I went to like take a shower, and I was like, man, why does like the soap sting my eyes an extra little bit today? Like, this is so weird. And then I went to go like dry off. I'm looking in the mirror, and as I blink, my right eye won't blink with my left one. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I'm sitting there for a little bit. I'm like confused. My eyebrow's not moving quite as much. My mouth isn't moving quite as much only on the right side. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I eventually talked to a couple nurse friends, a physio friend, a doctor friend. I get some advice, and they're like, you probably got something called Bell's palsy, which is an infection in the facial nerve. So they were like, you probably got that, but go to the hospital, get it checked out, go to the doctor, which is something I was trying to avoid because of the whole Corona situation and everything. But I even called, there's like this hotline in Canada, I forget what it's called, but essentially they put you on the phone with a nurse, you explain your symptoms, and they tell you whether or not you should go to the hospital. So it's a great service, especially in times like right now where you really should be avoiding like a hospital if you can. But
wait, that's a Canadian number?
Yes.
But I could call it from America.
Theoretically,
Good
yes.
call.
Yeah, I can hook you up.
It's actually kind of a genius move. Yeah, hook us up with that number.
Yeah, get the free diagnosis. It's not a bad call. So I go to the hospital, they do the CT scan, the blood work, it all comes back clean, and they're like, yeah, okay, so you take this medicine over the next couple days, wear an eye patch to not strain your eye too bad or anything. And they said I talked to a neurologist after the fact, because the neurologist obviously wasn't at the hospital, but he took me a phone appointment, because of Corona and everything. And he was like, yeah, so what you're going to need to do is take your medicine. It's like a 12-day course. And within 2 weeks, I should have good function back. 2 months until things are like normal. And that's like an average case. It could go up to 6. It could also be faster. I'm hoping for the good side of things, but whenever I can blink, I'm happy. That's the biggest hurdle right now. I can't blink. It sucks. I don't like not being able to blink.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've had a lot of difficulty making Fs as well. I got a technique for it right now, but it's not comfortable.
Oh, like the F sound?
Yeah, like I gotta like bite my lip to do it.
Oh, like so it's really hard for you to say like fuck right now.
Yeah, like it's not. Yeah, no, it's not easy.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was like affecting the speech too. That's scary, like very scary. You know what I mean? I'm so glad you're okay. When you told me that, I was super nervous. I actually have a family member who has very bad Bell's palsy, and like their side of their face has been look numb for years now.
Do you? Yeah.
I'm just so glad you're okay and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, same here. Do you have an idea like what caused it? Did you go outside and was it like a lot of wind or something?
Fuck you, dude. Apparently it's as simple as like it's a viral infection, and just like you catch a cold, just like you catch any regular ailment, it can just be like, something, maybe a draft got into your system. It is possible. Maybe you touched something you shouldn't have touched. Maybe something touched you that shouldn't have touched you. Maybe someone coughed a little too close to you. I don't know. But end of the day, whatever happened, it's extremely hard to find like the root of it, according to the doctors I spoke with. But like at the end of the day, the symptoms are non-permanent and it should recover smoothly, especially because I caught it so quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say you caught it like within like 24 hours. It sounds like, so you should be pretty good.
Yeah, we got in the hospital real quick, and they I was out of the hospital at the Shoppers Drug Mart with my medication done in from time getting in the hospital to being home taking my first round of meds, probably like 4 or 5 hours.
Just rub it in, man.
Man, honestly, that was I was really thankful to I don't want to rub it in, but I do just want to say that I went to the hospital, I got my medication, and I got home, and my wallet was $50 later. That's it.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
I don't have health insurance.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite tweet I've ever seen. Was you tweeted one of my viewers asked me if I was okay financially after my ER visit, and I laughed in Canadian. I was cracking up. I was like, "Oh, I cry in American,"
Yeah.
Dude, you know how much it was for me to have a baby?
Oh, I bet at least. Can we play Price is Right, me and Jakku here?
Yeah, go ahead. And this is with good insurance.
With good insurance. Okay.
Yeah.
Jakku, I'll go first. I'm gonna say 26,079.
Ooh. Man, I was gonna be like, I'm gonna go one over him. But I'm just gonna say $1.
I fucking hate you.
We're going Prices Right rules. Yeah, we're playing Prices Right. Yeah. Jakku would win. It was $12,000.
I thought it was gonna be around
a baby.
That's still nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with the insurance.
Yeah. Do you want to know what's wild? He got a bill.
Yeah.
Oh man! Hey, at least you don't got to pay. Is he streaming to pay for that yet? He's working on that YouTube channel.
He didn't have his own room or anything. Like he was, you know what I mean? Like he had like one small little bed, and a nurse came and changed his diaper every. Like he was fine and alive. There's no issue. So, that was just the baby. That wasn't even. We had to spend one night in infant ICU. It's like called NICU, and that was like another 5,000 or something. Again, with great insurance. So
yeah.
It's just so I don't know. It's just very wild. Very, very, very wild.
Yeah.
You should have gone a little north and had him in Canada.
Get him that citizenship. Easy peasy.
That would have been the smart move. Hindsight. I know.
the next
would
one.
have been the smart move. Yeah,
Why is our what they're gonna fight later on in life, the siblings? Like,
Gonna have a Canadian little sister. Yeah.
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 Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be like this big secret she doesn't find out about until she's like 14. She walks into the room one day like, Mom, Dad, am I Canadian?
Well, yeah.
And you guys are like, it's about time we told you.
Your entire head flips up when you talk.
Oh my God.
Wasn't that a thing in South Park?
Yeah. That's
Well, where like someone discovered they were Canadian, and it's like, well, duh. Look at how you talk.
right. It's like, oh, you didn't know? Like, oh man. But yeah.
So yeah,
That's great.
It's obviously great to hear that you're doing good. Speaking of hospitals, though, we're actually partnering up with a hospital.
Yeah.
St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and tomorrow, it will have been Friday when you're listening to this, everyone, on Monday. We will have an entire day of crowd control with St. Jude.
Yes.
And, what's really different about this is that it's not using bits. It's going to be going through their own donation platform, which is on Tiltify. And so your donations will be completely used for your coins, and it will be 100% a donation.
Yes. We're super excited about this. I'm gonna be lucky enough to kick off the event. I'm super pumped about it. A, St. Jude is amazing, and B, it's just like really exciting to partner with them. This is something we talked about it even like when we were just getting started with crowd control, was how can we make sure as much is going to the charity as possible. You know what I mean? We don't want a middleman for a charity ever. And we understand the benefits that this can bring to a charity. So we're super excited. Yes.
Yeah. If you're listening to this live, make sure you check out the stream tomorrow. It's we got it in our Twitch chat right now. And if you're listening to this on Monday, consider going back and checking out those VODs, because I'm sure you're going to be able to find them online. But we've got a pretty stacked roster. I think we should maybe talk a little bit about it. Grant Pooh, you're kicking things off, right?
Kicking off.
Yeah.
Yep,
How's that feel? How's that feel being the what's the term? The
bat and lead off. Yeah, bat and lead off. It's pretty, it's pretty exciting. I'm gonna get on a little early, play some Mario Maker just to get the people warmed up. You know what I mean? Get them excited. And then we're going to just slide right in there and do it. So yeah, it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
I want to talk, like, because I've been working with St. Jude on this for a while, and like a lot of it we kept secret. And like it's been fantastic working with them. Especially because it's one of the first really big like companies that we've worked with. And like they see the potential in us, and we see the potential in working with them on this sort of thing. And so like it's just been great on both sides. I think they've been really proud of what we've been able to do, and we're really proud of what they do. And so we really hope to like ensure this relationship grows, and we hope to help out a lot of people. But back to the schedule. Right after Grand Pooh Bear, we got Andy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a crowd control event without Andy at this point.
No,
yeah,
I feel
Zelda
like Andy,
God.
He might have. He's done a lot of. He's definitely done the most Zelda crowd control runs.
Yeah.
He's done probably the most public crowd control runs too.
Yeah.
Probably the most event crowd control runs, like in not his own stream, like sort of deal.
Yeah, he's been great to work with in the past. He's always open to doing this sort of stuff whenever we ask. He takes time out of his own day to help us with this stuff, and he's great. And so we always like to give back to whoever we can. And that's not to say we don't consider other people. We always consider people of all sizes in streams. But for this one, we brought out some of the big guns for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of big guns, after Andy, we got Lobos Jr. coming in with Dark Souls 3, which is, for those of you who are really familiar with crowd control, currently not an available pack. And that's really exciting for us and for St. Jude, because it's like, and Lobos, because it's like, that's what they like to call it, a world premiere in the business, I believe.
Yeah. We were able to show it off early last month with Barb, who did a crowd control of it for testing for us, and that went fairly well. But we fixed some things since then, and it's definitely gonna hopefully be a lot better for Lobos and just a whole lot more fun. And because it's a premiere, like we're really excited for that.
Yeah.
Another premiere though that we got going on.
Ooh, I like this one.
And this, I'll preface this with 99% chance that it will happen. But we got Mario Brothers 3 on hardware,
which
tomorrow
is incredibly exciting. Like on hardware is a big achievement. The Super Nintendo has so far been like the only way we've been able to run crowd control on hardware, apart from a few specific examples.
PC, we can count the PC too.
Yeah. But so now coming to the NES now. How do you feel about that, Jakku? What can you say about like the guys working on the back end here? You know, Cat and all the other crowd control development
Cat and
team.
Data the Fourth are the two main forces behind the hardware support for NES, which does require the N8 Pro.
Yeah.
When we released Zelda 1 for the NES, it also has support for that on hardware. But as you know, Zelda 1 came out much earlier than Mario 3. And so by the time Mario 3 came out, Nintendo was doing all sorts of weird tricks to get that game to look and run as good as it did on that hardware. And so the biggest issue is like we also have to make tricks on the system for that to work. And so there's going to be a lot of things that are happening in terms of, glitches that could happen that we're accounting for and ensuring like every single small little detail doesn't ruin the game.
Yeah.
And I did a test of it, I believe on last week on Wednesday, and it went okay, but there was definitely some hiccups with a lot of users. And so we've been really fine tuning it to ensure we actually have to set we can only send effects during certain cycles in the game. It's really kind of ridiculous how we have to do it. We don't have any of those issues on the SNES because there's no bank swapping and all that fun stuff. Everything's just available to us. But on the NES, only certain memory addresses and things are available to us at a certain time. And so we got to make damn sure we're able to do it. Otherwise, it's going to cause some crazy corruption. So it's not as simple as all the other games where it's like plug in the USB and you're done.
Yeah.
This is like 2 effect packs for NES games, which is why they're slowly coming out. But,
yeah, incredible that it's even where it's at. Yeah,
and I had to actually send Skybills my N8 Pro because when we talked to them about the event, they ordered theirs early in April, like the first week of April, if not right before, and it still hasn't arrived to their place.
I haven't got mine. Ordered mine in April, yeah.
So luckily, we did testing on mine as much as I could, sent it off, and it scared me because they told me they didn't have it till earlier today. I'm like, oh my God. So it arrived today, which is ridiculous because it's supposed to take 2, but that is what it is. And then obviously final stream of the night. Keys are on.
Yep.
With Pokemons.
Yep. Gotta love them all. Pokemon Red and Blue. It's a fun pack. You can really mess with them. You can send all sorts of Pokemon and teleport them and all that fun stuff. So obviously, everyone listening now live, definitely be sure to check out the event starting on Grand Pooh Bear's channel. It's going to be on each of these users' channels, and they're going to raid into the next streamer, all front page time and everything. So you shouldn't be able to miss it unless you're not online.
Yeah, that would make you miss it.
Yeah, that would definitely be like, yeah, I understand how you missed it.
Yeah,
yep.
That 100%. Makes sense.
But yeah, it's exciting. So let me tell you this, Pooh, because I'm a little worried.
Tell me.
So Lobos Jr. is on at 6:30 my time, but what am I doing at 6 p.m. my time?
Oh, you're in Survivor.
I'm in Survivor.
Oh, that's right.
And like I know I have an advantage in this competition tomorrow. I just wish I had that immunity server.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
that's like, I'm feeling super pretty right now, honestly. I am super excited that I have immunity for this next week. Sorry, I wasn't hitting my button. I have immunity for this entire next week. I don't know if it's something where I have to play it or if I'm going to hold on to it for a little while and I play it at a certain time, or if it's like, just this week I'm safe. Because I'd imagine someone else is going to be safe too. And also, I would imagine that if you did have the server, if I did have an immunity necklace and I didn't have to play it this week, that I would like to have kept that secret that I have that,
Right, exactly, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I feel like it puts me in a very good position going into the merge.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm very interested in seeing so I'm gonna be talking to Lobos way beforehand. Cat's gonna be watching it. Hopefully Saturn's around because Saturn just had a kid. I think we've talked about this. He
a kid and bought a house.
Yeah, right. A kid and a house during this time. He's been nowhere this month, and I'm doing all the jobs for him. No, it's fine. He's great when he's around, but hopefully he can be around for a little bit and help them out, so I can put my time into Survivor, because otherwise I'm being voted out. There's no way I'm not. Survivor
is pretty important. All of us desperately want to win Survivor.
It is the point of the game.
Yeah, that's that is the point of the game.
Yeah. All right, let's go into this week's side quest. Johns.
Let's do it. Jakku, why don't you lead us off? I'll pull him up over on the screen here.
Hold on. I just got an error on my computer for the recording.
Oh. Well, while you're figuring that out, I want to take a quick second to share a little achievement for myself and for my friend Feedy as well. I don't know if you guys saw, but the two of us together made a Watch Mojo top 10 Animal Crossing cool shit list, and
yeah,
that was so cool, dude.
It was really cool. What's funny is I just watched that with I was talking about Jakku while we were coming into this stream. And I was watching, I was like, oh shit, Xwater, our Deal or No Deal game, made it here on the watch list. And then 2 spots later, I just let it play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 spots later, it's like Fiends Survivor. And I was like, holy shit, and I was happy that our avatars both got in there, which was pretty funny. Me and Jakku both had avatars in there twice. You were in there twice, so it was hilarious. Yeah, it was super cool. I'm glad people are recognizing the awesome stuff that our little friend group has going on here.
Yeah, we've definitely had some creative content with Animal Crossing, and it's really cool. It is really cool to see this weird Animal Crossing is such a non-intense game that making games in it is just role playing. You're just role playing. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that going somewhere.
That's exactly what it is. And that's, again, I just wish we had a few extra interactions with items here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me throw a football.
Right.
Yeah. Just something.
Right. Even if it's just a generic throw. Everyone throws it the exact same way. It's just a generic throw. And if you hit someone, they catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time do you think you'd spend on a stupid, simple, pinball machine?
Oh, dude, so much.
Or a pool table.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a killer update if they're the game update. They make the foosball table, the pool table. They make all that stuff just work. Oh my God.
Yeah. Super simple. It doesn't need to have any a real electronics backing it up. You know what I mean? We can do all that ourselves. Just have it on there, the DOS version of pool table.
Yeah.
Even if you're only hitting in 3 or 4 balls, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like it's such a small, simple thing in some ways.
Yeah, it really doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
And just a little bit more is always nice. But that's Nintendo for you.
Yeah.
All right. I am back. I probably lost a few minutes. We're working out through the recording that hopefully Xwater's doing.
Yeah, we got the local stuff. We should be fine.
Yeah, it was only a minute or two, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got a question here. So I'm going to read the full question.
All right.
Yeah. Currently, I'm an 18-year-old boy in Utah. This is not me saying it, by the way. This is
Whoa.
I thought I knew so much about
Utah.
you. We've been friends for years.
18M Utah.
Yeah. Who loves games and making videos. I snowboard and I make videos for my school, like sports highlights and news and such, and that's about all I do. As a young boy, I have huge dreams. I want to make content for the world. I'm just a boy with a dream. I want to make content for the world, but I'm strapped on cash and equipment. How does someone like me get started in a place as brutal as Twitch or YouTube? I will work as hard as possible to create the best content I can, but I need to get started. How do I do that? From Cam. He's got the perfect name. He wants to get into content with like recording and cameras and stuff, and his name's Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, Pooh, he sounds like maybe 18-year-old you. Other than video stuff.
Well,
just the snowboard, I guess.
Yeah, what's funny about is he's been in my chat for I know exactly who this is. I know his Twitch name. His name's Cameron on Twitch. And every day he's like, "Yo, can I be on the podcast?" And I was like, "What do you do? What do you do?" And he told me these exact things, which is funny. And I was like, "Yo, man, we already have someone who loves snowboarding and plays video games on the podcast. Sorry, bro." I was like, "But you can write in a question and we might answer it." So I'm happy he did this.
Well, I'm gonna do this too, even though he said not to. He says, "Don't read this for the show," but I thought it was funny. And it's, don't read the first question out loud. First off, when can I get on the podcast? I've got great content.
I love it so much.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I respect the hustle.
Hey, you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the key is you can't just play games or a bunch of random games at an average skill level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? There's just in gaming content right now, that's not what's going to get you. You're better off being really bad than really average, which is weird.
Yep.
You're best off being really great at whatever game you're playing, preferably something with some sort of competitiveness or, obvious skill level attached. You're best off creating something completely unique, like Deal or No Deal in Animal Crossing, and moments like that, things like that, that are going to be something that you can only get on your channel. We talk about Kit Boga a few times on this. You know what I mean? What he does, nobody else is doing on Twitch. Jakku could probably do it, but Kit Boga is exclusive in what he's doing right now, and it's funny, and he's adds comedy to it, and it's unique, and he works at it. I think it's really easy to turn on the cam and go live and play some games. It's really hard to create something that's lasting that people want to watch forever. Now, the cool part is once you get the trust of an audience, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You can kind of just turn it on sometimes and just do some fun stuff and see where the day takes you. But
absolutely.
It's a lot of work to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't expect to get to, like, I don't know, like look at like Soda Poppin', or like,
yes,
someone who literally goes on and they just play whatever they feel like playing. They didn't get to that position necessarily by doing that. They got to that position by providing content that wasn't there, getting a market, getting a viewer base, and innovating in the space. The same way that, like, you and I and Jakku and a lot of the other people, came up in Mario Maker. We provided content that was high-skilled Mario Maker gameplay and level creation, and expertise. Grand Keys and myself and Feeney all had our fun little stream games that we ran within our streams, which was our own unique twist on it. There was all sorts of things we did to set ourselves apart from the crowd. That's a lot more than just, I'll play a level. There's it's something I feel like I've started to learn a lot more this last like 6 months is that like if you're not innovating in your content and you're not providing something that isn't already there, there's no reason for anyone to really watch it. Like there's no reason that it's exciting. Like no one needs to watch a blind Paper Mario playthrough. We've all done it. We've all seen it. We've all played it. And if you have an audience already, then that's cool. But if you don't have an audience, no one goes in the Paper Mario directory and is like, oh man, I really hope someone's playing this for the first time today. Maybe a few people, but not enough.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
It's rare that you're gonna find people like that look for that content.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think do something different. Find what makes you special, and that can be hard. You will probably fail a lot more than succeed. You're gonna have 1,000 ideas before you have a good one, essentially. And the idea that takes off might not be the one you expected. That life has a way of doing that, as we have become apparent very, very recently.
Who would have thought turnips?
Turnips. Yeah. But do something different. And like, you don't have a lot of cash. That's fine. You can start streaming. You can stream what games you already own. Get a feel for it. Don't start spending money just to stream. That's the number one thing that so many people think they need to do first. Like, oh, I don't have a good microphone. I don't have a good webcam. I don't have a good capture card. Oh, I need a new graphics card. You don't need any of that. If you can stream a game with what you have, you're good there. Stream the game. Don't worry about your webcam. Don't worry about your mic that much. Start streaming now and get the jitters out, get the understanding of streaming down before you start investing in hardware that costs money and doesn't help your brand or you become a better streamer. So many streamers started off with a shitty mic or shitty camera and then become bigger, and they keep it because it's funny, or they slowly improve. And a lot of streamers don't even use webcams, so you don't even necessarily need those. But yeah, start off small, slowly build up what you can, figure things out. You might turn out, you might think you like streaming, and then you start streaming and you don't like it. And it's not because you don't have viewers. You just like, you know what, I actually just don't like talking while I play video games, or I don't like doing this. I didn't realize it till I tried. Start doing stuff now, build later.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
completely agree.
Have a backup plan. Don't go 100% into content. Like, learn a skill. Go to
Streaming
school if you can.
Career,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, streaming something you're going to do on the side, content creation, streaming on the side, while you develop yourself into a functioning member of society.
Yep.
Yeah.
And try to get on like a podcast.
Yeah, that'd be great for exposure.
Yourself. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's jump into the next one here.
All right, this one comes from Chance Canson. Pooh Jacku and Xwater. I was listening to another gaming podcast where one of the hosts expressed frustrations at Nintendo's lack of community management surrounding Super Mario Maker and praise of the grassroots community that popped up to fill the void. It got me thinking that if Nintendo was more involved in their communities, that we might not have Warp World as we know it. What are your thoughts surrounding Nintendo's lack of community curation?
I think that's a fair enough point.
I have not thought of that.
If Mario Maker had Twitch integration, this would be a different podcast right now.
I probably would have never went to Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Warp World probably wouldn't exist.
Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Lack. So it's kind of weird. It's like good for us, but also kind of bad for us. But they're what do I want to say? They are just, it's bad. It was bad. It's been bad. It was bad. We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Yeah. They just, I don't know. I wish they just communicated anything about the game, because it is a living, breathing ecosystem. As far as I know, like, I don't know if this patch, like, I don't know anyone who's played multiplayer at all the last couple days, so I don't know if this patch has helped things there yet. You know what I mean? But just the way that they've left that to kind of just be like, oh, we know it's a laggy mess most of the time, but fuck it. Was an interesting decision. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's interesting for sure to think about, like, where would it be at based on, like, I don't think I would have gone, like, so I beat P-Break, but like I don't think I would have stuck around. if there was already like a queue system or some sort of integrations. I would have been like, okay, cool. I don't really have an idea here. It wouldn't have been interesting to me. It wouldn't have been a challenge for me to find something to do on Twitch. So I would have been like, all right, cool. Something already exists.
Yep, on to the
Peace.
next project.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I wouldn't have met any of you guys. And who knows where I'd be now? Like it's crazy to think. But so yeah, like I never really thought about like what Warpled's done for the community, and like I don't like to take credit for things unless like I know for certain. And I think like, you know, something else would have popped up, or, you know, the communities on the Discords, they grew on their own without Warpworld. But like queuing system, I think obviously we had a big part in shaping those, and there's some other queue systems now for Mario Maker 2 and other games. And I think those would have come with time, but like right time, right place sort of thing on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nintendo's lack of support for a lot of their communities leads to a lot of this kind of stuff. Like maybe not as many at the level of Warp World, because we've definitely grown a lot beyond, like much further beyond like a free queuing service for people at this point. Like we are a legitimate, you know, force to be reckoned with now. But you know, a good example is also Smash Brothers and the lack of support they get from Nintendo. They have all these grassroots scenes that, you know, also kind of like build up businesses for themselves, like all these tournaments, all these local weeklies and local monthlies among all these different cities and everything. Which you know, if Nintendo had more of a hand in there, it'd be a lot better for the player and those people who run those communities. Likely, well, obviously Nintendo would need to hire people to, you know, manage these communities, but they wouldn't be working in the capacity that they are right now. It would definitely be a different role in terms of the community management. Whereas right now it's more of like you work adjacent to Nintendo and hope that they don't shut you down, instead of working for Nintendo and trying to achieve a common goal.
Yeah. No, I mean that's all you can do, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily, I will say, like, it doesn't seem like, it only seems like Nintendo really cares when you're interfering with something they want to do.
Yeah, like
So
the
if they
Metroid
don't plan
2.
on- yeah, they don't plan on making it, they probably won't fuck with you too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if they're like, oh yeah, we're not making a queue system for Twitch,
Yeah.
they're gonna let that roll. You
Yeah,
know
exactly.
What I mean? Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Who knows what future holds?
Who knows?
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Who does know? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Who knows? Things are changing all the time. You know, 2 years ago, I never thought we would see the day where Nintendo allowed YouTube videos of their games to just run around on the internet, monetized, and like, here we are in a day. You know what I mean? Like that happened, and you know that blew my mind. And I think there's just a lot of, I don't know, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got one final question now. Rigsby asks, with the recent Super Mario Maker 2 update, is there any potential to use Course World and multiplayer to create game/reality shows like the community has been doing with Animal Crossing? Thanks for all your hard work and entertainment during this time. I think so. You're limited to 4 players, and so like you could have a host and 3 contestants sort of thing. You could easily have like a Jeopardy style or a trivia question where the first player to press the P switch, you know? And like for buzzers and stuff, there's a lot of things I think you could do with a creative enough ideas. I think that the limiting factor is just the amount of people. It definitely, and like you can't do much other than like move a few items around.
It would be challenging.
But I think you could. I think you definitely could do something that would be good enough.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I think you could definitely do some stuff with it. It's definitely an idea crossing around in my head, but hard to envision exactly how. Yeah. All right.
Done. That episode in the books, ladies and gentlemen.
Round of applause, guys.
Yes.
Good job.
We did really good on the talking up until like the last like 10 minutes. Don't worry. This next week we're getting it We're getting it 100% next week, guys. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
We're never leaving Animal Crossing for the podcast. We're never going back home.
We might.
We might.
Jocko had a really good idea that maybe we'll save for off the podcast.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, this is great. Always fun catching up with you guys. Pooh, good luck tomorrow during the crowd control.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Good luck to you during Survivor stuff.
Thank you.
Good luck to both of you, gentlemen, during all your endeavors.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good
All
luck
right.
on the medical things, Xwater.
Yeah, medical medicine. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night. Oh, no, hold on. We can't wrap it up.
Oh.
Our Patreons.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
got to do that real
okay.
quick. Yeah, we should mention this.
We got to name all of them.
Okay.
right.
This is gonna be like the Pokemon rap right now.
Yeah, no. We did not, when we built Turnip Exchange, we built Turnip Exchange because of a need for a tool similar to what Warp World Q was all about. It's always been, we've always built things that we ourselves want to use and think is needed, and we never think about monetization. It's one of our faults, really. I say, but we always do it with the idea of helping the community. This one got away from us a little bit. I mentioned earlier, but 2.4 million unique users, 300,000 active users, max users a day, sort of thing. It's insane. It's grown so much. Earlier this week, I mentioned to the Discord, like, hey, this is costing us like over $3,000 right now. We don't know if we can sustain that. And we brainstormed. I talked with a lot of members at Turnip Exchange. I talked with our team. We came up with Patreon perks that we think were fair, that allowed us to scale some servers. We're still working on tweaking things and scaling more, but it allowed us to keep the doors open. And the support has been insane, to say the least. We are over $5,500 for the month of Patreon. We have over 7,000, almost 800 Patreon members now.
Absolutely incredible.
We hit our blog post goal like literally last week or a few weeks ago. We already made one blog post. We got one coming tomorrow. We hit our celebration stream post. So myself, Pooh, and Xwater are all supposed to get together and stream. That's not happening right now, obviously. We're figuring out what works. We had to change the 5,000 one because it was all question marks, because we're like, we don't have to worry about that for months. So that is now a group staff AMA that we will do. We will announce the date and time in the future about that, but you will be able to ask us just about anything. There will be some things, obviously, we can't answer on, but we will answer whatever we can as staff, all of our staff members. We have a new $10,000 goal, which is, we're not going to hit that, but we will develop whatever application our Patreon people want us to build. So if you guys want a Turnip Exchange for lewds, we're figuring it out.
Wait, what?
You exchange turnips for lewds.
OnlyFans is gonna come after us, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, you're talking about? You were thinking lewds like the drug.
No.
Me and Xwater. No, you're. Oh, okay.
No, he's thinking lewds like not quite naked, but you know, tantalizing.
Not nudes, but lewds. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever they want us to build, we're figuring it out. We're working with them. But it's insane right now. Seeing that number, we're at 7,777 or 777 Patreons, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
Although maybe if I refresh, it's different. The scrolling, as many as we could before we started the podcast, those names have been scrolling all night. Yeah, we're at 782 now. It's gone up. It's been absolutely mind blowing. It's been incredible. It has been I can't thank everyone enough. Because this helps us continue to do great things for everyone. And I can't say enough about it. Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, just thank you. Especially right now. We really appreciate it. We were not what do I want to say? Mini panic, maybe is the right term. We were in a mini panic mode.
There was definitely some logistics going on in the background about how this was gonna play out.
Yeah, because I don't think any of us thought Turnip Exchange would
No.
it was kind of putting us out of business. So, like straight honestly, like it was eating up everything we were doing, and we really, really appreciate it. We didn't want it to go away. But we're streamer owned. We all own, the 100% of the company right now. So it's just kind of, it's wild. It's wild, the response to it, but it was hurting us. So we just really appreciate it. We're so glad that we're going to be able to continue doing it for, forever, as long as people are selling turnips now. So
yeah.
As long as there's a need for turnips, I think we're going to be able to fulfill that need.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's one of those things where like the success was our downfall.
It was.
It could have been.
It was we were talking about, it's such a good problem to have, but it was new, it was interesting, it was definitely a learning experience for us, because we've always tried to get a lot of users, and then we quickly realized, like, wow, this is, you know what I mean, not what's the right word I want to say, like, there are downfalls to this as well. Like,
yep, it's yeah. And again, it came from an experience that we had playing a Nintendo game. I was like, man, selling turnips and buying turnips sucks. Let's just build this thing. And again, just like, let's release it for people to use, because number one, like, this one needs people using it for it to work, let's be honest. But number two, like, it was just like, let's just do it for the good of the game. And it's blown us away. And just as a reminder, because a lot of people are just Patreon subbing for Turnip Exchange, you get perks in our other services in crowd control, multi-queue. We have a Patreon only poll for certain tiers that lets you choose our next crowd control game. Currently, Super Mario RPG is in the lead. This poll this week is a Return of the Losers. These are all previous games that were in the polls that had lost. Super Mario RPG is currently in the lead, but it could change. There's like 50 more people that can vote for it at least now, if not 100 or more. And you could make it DuckTales or Sonic 3 or Mario 1 or Kirby. So there's a lot more you can do. There's a lot more we offer. I know I pinged a lot of people in the Discord about our podcast and stuff, and like letting you know that we do more than just Animal Crossing, so you can find something else, because there's streamers doing Animal Crossing that didn't know about multi-queue or crowd control, and we're trying to, like, we can help you learn about these things, because it helps us, but at the same time, like, all of our tools are designed to help people first.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, thank you so much to the Patreons. I'm sorry it's taken so long to talk to you guys about it on this podcast today. And I didn't do any of the, like, normally I call out when people Patreon sub. It would have been the entire podcast. I sent Xwater the email. My inbox is full. I need to, like, mark all as red. It's insane. But it's a good insane. I can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah.
That's it in the books. Just another great long episode here. Yeah. Really doing our best to keep it to an hour. You know what I mean?
It almost was.
Almost. Can I just say, we didn't even talk about Travis Scott performing a concert in Fortnite, which is a topic that we most definitely should have covered. In any other week we would have, but there was so much update news we had to talk about.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny is, like, this is the longest we've gone without mentioning Fortnite.
Well, I mean, the Travis Scott concert, I literally have been watching a silent video for the last 4 minutes, and this looks fucking awesome. I just want to say that, like, shout out to Fortnite for even putting that on. I'm gonna try and watch the one on Saturday, because he's doing it again, like 3 days. Like, please more virtual concerts, people. I'm totally in on this. You know what I mean? Like, totally down.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really cool.
That is neat. Fortnite's still doing cool stuff.
Props to them.
But yeah, all right, guys, in the books. We've done it.
We've done it.
Episode.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Have a fantastic week.
Thanks, everyone.